All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sunderland Football Manager 2021 Road to Glory series. This is the start of Season 6, and we're in the Champions League this season, which is very exciting. We've gone through with all our transfers here. You see, we've made a little bit of extra season ticket sales, which is always going to be helpful to make more money. You know, that situation from last year. But we talk about last year. I missed out doing on the season review. So let's just hit that up right now. So, all right, guys, just over here to show you the end of season review. We really finished in a disappointing style with losing in the Europa League final. So I was kind of very disappointed. I forgot about having a review. And I just realized after continuing a few more days, so add this in the video now. Let's just take a look. And this is not a bad way actually to get into the next season. So Aaron Martin, he would have been the focus. Wagner, in the few games we played, showed signs in his development. Nubel was really, really good in goals. I think for a 7.1 rating, he was excellent. If he's available on loan again, I wouldn't mind to bring him in. I'd be very happy to, honestly. He's still 28. So, those were the outstanding guys. Francisco Conceição, will we get him on a transfer? We'll have to see. Ben White was we made actually a lot of good signings, up to Maldonado, Luke Thomas as well. Like the Kadrubski, we made a lot. Looking back, guys, last season's transfers was really good. Got some pressure to back that up, really. Salisu, we brought in two really strong centre halves. Let's go over to the results, though. Getting a third finish, our best Premier League finish so far, is excellent. Johnny Brennan continued to develop. And is Sunderland in Champions League. That just really says it. We don't have to review it too much. Biggest win, we had a big win against Bournemouth. And then a 5-0, Johnny Brennan starred. And then goal of the season, and that wasn't a bad result as well against Chelsea. So just to relive that, I think a goal of the season, that has to, you need to kind of rejig your memory. And Lozek, I remember him scoring a pretty decent goal. Do you have to go there to click on it? Normally, it'll show up. Okay. It's not gonna. There was only one goal in this match, so we can just do watch goal. But normally if you click on that, you probably have to click on that there anyway. So let that set up. That was that's two. Like that was a really good result to beat Chelsea. Lozek, take a look. The individual effort, cut in, and that's a beautiful goal. Really, well done. He deserved that. And then if we go over to our finances, that's something where. Well, this gives a good review because we lost more money than we did in the previous season. But sponsorship, we made more. Broadcast revenue, a little bit less. But I'm starting to wonder why. We were in the same competition. We're in the Premier League. We're in the Europa League for longer. So that's a strange one to me. If you have any thoughts, get up in the comments. What would have been the cause of that for us getting less broadcast revenue? Competition prize money. We went like deep in, man, and we got high. I know we won the FA Cup last season, but let me know why that prize money especially has dropped. We got to the final of the Europa League, but I'd like a bit of explanation. So maybe that's why we were losing money, because we weren't making as much through the broadcasting, through the prize money. Makes a little bit of sense. So that might be on the Premier League side, like how much money, they're receiving to give out to teams. But anyway, it could be a few things. But I really feel like we made decent money looking at this annual review stats right here and how we lined up. No real surprises here. Greenwood, I guess it's the fact that Dembele went back. Because Greenwood, we didn't start too much. You kind of see we start in comparison to everyone else out of those. But those regular guys did pretty well. And even, there was no DM there. But, that's okay. We played Sergio Gomez and Vranks a lot, which is fair enough. But like Maldonado or Anguissa, that's why I mentioned the DM. And then to finish things off here, just see, go through, Premier League Manager of the Year. I got an award of that. A couple of Managers of the Months. And then Johnny Brennan, he was the Fans Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season still, which he's probably going to be regarded for a few more seasons, as a young player. He's a wonder kid, top goal scorer. So that really says a lot. Is there one for Best Player of the Season? I guess most player of the match awards, highest average rating. Like there's fans player of the season, young player of the season, signing of the season gets given to Salisu, which is pretty good. But yeah, that's a lot right there. Total goals for Brennan, 35, and he's only 19. He's not at his best yet. That's the scary thing. He's still a wonder kid, still improving. Sergio Gomez already touched on how he didn't get the most, or the highest average rating compared to last season, but he still did magnificently. That's what I mean. Anguissa, he didn't get in the team. That's hard on him, but very, very solid season overall. We're in the Champions League. So to run through the transfers, and you always have to start off at the end of last season, at least how I make transfers anyway, because there's some that are, they went through like June. So that happened. Jonas Yusuf, who is a very, very exciting goalkeeper. We sent him out on loan to Middlesbrough. He's going to have a good season playing in the championship. I mean, I say good season. He's already conceded 7, but he's going to be getting game time in just the division below at 18. Championship football, that's going to be so good for him considering his potential. And then Patrick Agu as well. Norwich, going to need a season out on loan. Norwich, two of our youngsters in the championship. Wasn't really getting a look in the first team. So now we'll move on to the players we brought in. Obviously, Yusuf, he eventually joined now. Smith Rowe, I went and we got him. His asking price was 15 million. I tried to get it below that and got 14.75. So save where you can, right? And he's not going to be a bad player. I touched him saying if I wondered if he was good enough, the value in that is going to be excellent because he was transfer listed and not at his value as well. So yeah, very happy. Remember, I got frustrated when they boosted his value or how much they were asking for him after we played him, funnily enough, because he did well against us. Remember that game? But then it dropped even below that again. So I was pretty happy with that. Then Conceição, I had to bring him across, guys. He was so impressive. Like, he looks so good on the ball as a winger. He can play both sides, different roles on both sides because he's got a weak right foot. So, it depends if you play winger or inside forward or inverted winger. But, he is, I'm really happy. 3-star current ability and no more potential to grow into at 22. Generally, I say at 22, 23, at least have a half-star to grow into. Sometimes I see like a 25-year-old with one star to grow. But, it's a lot it's going to vary between players. But anyway, I'm very happy. Again, a pretty cheap fee for two of these young talents. They've still got, they're not too young anymore. Like they're first team players, but they've got a lot of their career ahead of them. And now this name you probably don't recognize. And that's because he's a region. So Michael Corredor, sorry, I might have to learn how to say these guys' name. He's from France, but the main thing is he's a wonder kid and he's got 19 natural fitness, is really good with the stamina. So he's that kind of really fit player in terms of his physical ability. And he's a wonder kid. Sign him that's bargain basement for a wonder kid. 3.6, huh? Like if we go to his attributes, he's had 3 under 21 caps at 18 for France. And France, they always develop youngsters, a lot of them. So physically he's good, mentally and technically. Look, all those 14s, and he's got a 15 as well. He's still got so much development at 18. So that's mad. I'm really happy with that signing. What was his value again? Over 10 million. This guy's going to be really, really good. So, those were the signings that didn't go through into the next season officially. Luke Thomas, I just want to see what his value is now. Almost 7 million. So that was a nice, tidy signing we made last season, though. Let's hop on over here, though, and see our moves that we made. So I'm pretty happy with the boys we brought in. 44 million, but of course tack on those other players we did sign as well. So he spent more than 44 million for this window. So Jamison, that was just a loan. Gould, it was his time. I had an initial replacement and he didn't decide to join us, which was pretty disappointing. That was Giovanni Reina. He decided to go to Atletico Madrid. Just the way things go, and then it leads you to other signings. So, it was at 29, 29, one more season later, hits 30, then starts to go down in his value. Can't even see his value from here like that. So it's, 11.5 in his value. We sold him for 14.5 when we signed him on a free. He played his part. He wasn't bad. Last season, for me, he was very efficient in the league. Pretty solid average rating, that is. So, I'm happy what Gould did at his time. Like, he scored some important goals for us. Like, he just played his time at Sunderland. He did his thing. So Toby went out on loan again. If you want to see how he's looking, a little bit of growth and still pretty high potential, but he's got incredibly low determination. So not sure how much he'll develop. Aiden as well. He's grown pretty nicely, 4.9 in his value. So a lot of these guys are loans out, but Sepp Vandenberg, it was either him or Dallamura for a reason we'll touch on that we sold. We were going to sell a centre back. He had a bit more value in him. So that's why I really saw that. And once more, we take some bit of profit. We signed him and, he was decent over the course. Last season got 3 goals, 3 assists just in the league. So that really showed that he contributed part of the league season, helping us get to the Champions League. Really, your rotation players are important to play well in those rotation games they are having. So we sold him on for 17 million. For 17 million up front, can't complain. And the rest, loans, James Connolly, Brad Bulmer, Joey De Jong still come along very well. Wonder Kid, he's getting that continuous loan game. So he's going from the Premier League to the MLS, going back to the MLS. LA Galaxy, they clearly liked him the first time around and have continued his development. So he's had an interesting career so far. Javi Mankiller, again, a couple of defenders we are selling, but 31 years old. And I say I love to look at the report. Some doubt, look how bad that would be. I saw, 2-star. It was time to sell him and make a little bit of money off him, like 3 million up to 3.7 potentially. So that's enough on the players going out, but I'm pretty happy with the players I sold. And then of course loans, but in terms of the money coming in, I'm pretty happy with what we sold. So Tony Lasso from Cadiz, he was that cheap young striker. Another, we are gonna start to have a pretty good youth academy kind of, maybe not academy, not all these guys we're bringing through, but under 23s especially. And even in the first team, we got some younger guys. So we've got a very good setup there. Could he be the Spanish Johnny Brennan? He might not have the same potential in him, but he's got some neat attributes. He's a really good finisher, heading's pretty nice, very determined. So, maybe not Johnny Brennan's level, but he could develop to be decent. So, Dean Henderson, though. We've made a goalkeeper signing. We've actually spent a bit of money. We spent a bit of money on a keeper while still being a bit reserved. We didn't, splash the cash, but a transfer listed Dean Henderson for Man United, and then you see his value is around the mark of double what we signed him for at 28, though. A few more years in him. Probably the duration of this save, I'd like to think, just really depends how things develop. But I really like his attributes. He's got a few 14s, 15s in there. And he's a goalkeeper I personally really, really rate. So he hasn't got a lot of games in this save, to be fair. So that has hurt his development that he would have had. But I still have faith in him. And I personally think he's at least a little bit better than our previous keepers that we've had in the last few seasons, even though maybe his ability doesn't reflect that. And Alexander Nubel, he actually was listed, but listed for 23 million. And I promise I didn't go over to Bayern because I forgot his name. But 3-star ability. He's got, his technicals look a bit more beefier. But when you go to the actual comparison, we compare with Dean Henderson in attributes, it's 13 on 13. See, the rushing out tendency, that is not necessarily a good attribute. That can be a poor attribute. So the average is 13, but Dean has got a bit more mental to him, mental attributes. So that really gets him over the line, and physically a little bit more as well, and over the average. I know, Nubel he's got more higher attributes, or he's got more 16. 16 or higher, he's got more of those, but I think Dean Henderson, and being English as well, you're going to see a bit of a pattern that with the transfers. Some of those guys bring in. So James Garner from Man United as well. I didn't initially want to sign him. I just thought he looked like maybe, he doesn't look like a Champions League level player. Premier League player, I'd say just maybe a newly promoted team or something. But the fact we got him as a emergency backup, and he was happy. He was happy with that contract. When we approached the contract, he was happy with that. Didn't have any arguments. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I mean. So he's 24. He's got a whole star for his potential. So the passing technique might go up to 16s. And yeah, I think he's going to be decent to be that rotation player coming in. Is he going to play the same role as Gould? Maybe not exactly, but in terms of game time, yes, that amount of game time. So Mason Holgate on the loan. We are basically just paying his contract, which is 96k, below 100k, which is not bad to find for a Man City player. I know, not far off it, but you take what we can get. He can play centre back and right back. We can play him as a defensive right back. So it's really covering Manquillo going out and Vandenberg. I'm forgetting names today. So yeah, that covers Sepp Vandenberg going out as well as we go back. I reckon he can have a good Schalke career. I reckon that's a good move for him. So yeah, Mason Holgate, another English and like homegrown player. Happy bringing those in. So Luis Alcazar, something like that. So loan, the 1.4 is a total fee of that. I just want to show you guys. They wanted a monthly cost because his wage was like so low. His wage is like 4.5k. So he's not going to be, like if we were just paying 100% of his wages, it would have been barely nothing. That makes it a little bit more fair. So he's a right winger. He's a wonder kid as well. Super pace, and I think he's going to have some good games for us. He's a great talent. We didn't get a release clause for him, or like a minimum, like what is it called again? When you get it on the loan, like when you put a fee in there to sign him at any price, like an optional future fee. I'm a little confused because I just made that video on the release clauses yesterday, so keep that in mind. But yeah, minimum fee release clause was 8.5 million anyway, so we tried to put that in as like an optional release clause, optional future fee, and like they didn't accept it. I'm like, they got a release clause in there anyway. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get that if he impresses us. Because if you look at his value for a wonder kid, that's a mad low price, honestly. And I was sitting on this. I had like over 300. Yeah, I wish. 30 million, just over 30 million in the transfer budget. And I was holding a little bit because we just signed Alcazar, but I'm like, is that young guy good enough? And I was doubting. I was really doubting if he was. So David Brooks from Bournemouth, he surprised me with how good he looks. Like, he's a very good player. I rate him in real life as well. And once more, look, his history came through started at Man City actually, but yeah, coming through England. So we're getting a few, not just, he's not English, but obviously he's from Wales, but like the homegrown players, we're starting to get a few more of those lads in. And like, if we talk about, we're going to try and use him inside forward. Look at all those good attributes that are covered. He's going to be very, very good. And I think we got him at a very good price. Like, he was valued like 36 million. Yeah, because I remember we signed him for sure below his value, which is good. You can do. It just really depends on the players and teams. And his value is around 50 million, really. And that's what he should be valued at. Like, he's an elite player. So he's an attacking midfielder, which would be handy. He can play in multiple positions. So he's how we really rounded off our window, and I was very happy with that. We needed that finalizing signing, and I think David, he'll be that one. As we continue into that match, and then I noticed just in the middle of going to the next stage, there was a hair that was going a little bit on my forehead. Fix that up. So there we go. Cheers for the camera. But let's head into this big game. It's against Sheffield United, so you're like, oh, that's pretty easy. Yeah. And we're back to this again. Look at this, 48,000 tickets sold. That's almost not far off the capacity. Like, there's just a few hundred away. So, like, is that something that I remember I was questioning that a couple seasons ago. So how about now? Like, for a bigger stadium, we're going to find out. But once more, we're not really changing too much. Another key thing to note is Kladrubski. He's actually natural in that attacking midfielder position, even though we're using him as a shadow striker. You look at those attributes, it's missing some of his mentals, maybe his strength, but for the most part, I think like he's shown to be pretty good in that role and that position and role. So you look at the team, it's looking pretty similar. Actually, Salisu we changed to a central defender. His passing isn't that high, so he's not as much as a ball-playing defender. And remember when they had a bad connection together, so maybe that got rid of that, and they can start to build that up now. And look, James Garner, Luke Thomas, Greenwood, Delamura, and that Luis Alcazar, they've not made the team. And Vrank's injured. He probably does. If you want to see how he's looking right now, 35 mil. I just feel like his technicals haven't developed. Like, he hasn't got up to a 16 on one of his attributes yet. And How long are we going to be waiting for that, for him just to look a bit more like a world-class type player? Yeah, that's what we're going to be waiting for. But the bench, Vlahovic, we tried to sell him over the off-season. To be fair, I'm not going to lie, because his value 36 mil, and you know what he did for us. He was okay, but not outstanding. Try and get him for like 40 mil. AC Milan actually were interested, and a 40 million got actually accepted, and then they just didn't. They they have the thing with the foreign players, and that just didn't go through because they already made a signing. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but it was one of those situations where they had to cancel the deal. But at the end of the day, I'm happy to keep him to be a backup to Johnny Brennan. That puts us in a decent position. If one of them gets injured, like we got Greenwood, or we can put Kladrubski to a strike, or even Klozek, he can play there. So yeah, we don't need to worry about not having enough strikers. Yeah, that is even not an issue at all. So in terms of players getting a starting debut, you got Brooks there, very exciting. But once more, you got Henderson. But for the most part, it's the team that we know and love. Just with a couple extra signings, there's a few on the bench. We've just really strengthened the squad more than the starting 11. A couple, in terms of starting 11 players, but we've strengthened the squad, which we need for the Champions League. And I tested it for the registration. We won't be missing many players. We'll get to that at the right time, though. But now the right time is getting into this match. And I honestly feel, mate, we're going to have a really good season. And it's someone who we didn't have last season. I don't mean off the player quality, but with Brooks, I guess we had Dembele, but Dembele didn't really star, did he? And then he got injured, then he went back. It was near the end of the season. Keep that in mind. But David Brooks, he just looks excellent, and he adds a bit extra to the team. Honestly, Henderson, compared to Noble, we're not going to see anything too different. But yeah, we focus on getting a few more homegrown players in the team, which I think that was a efficient thing, and we did that well in this window. And of course, Johnny Brennan, he's only he's so young still. I can't believe it. He just turned 20 years old, because I remember just seeing him 19 not too long ago, and he's actually 50 million on the dot right now. So let's say, point the finger, first game of the season, I reckon, we'll do it for the fans. Don't get too much of a reaction from that. So the good, stock standard point finger, and I have faith in you. Is every player motivated? Well, apart from David Brooks. But he's composed. He's the new big signing. Oh, yes, and that's another piece of information as well. He's the new biggest signing for Sunderland. Anguissa was... Wait, no, not Anguissa. Just wait till go to kickoff. The other centre-back. Salisu. They both got a couple of S's in their surname, so keep that in mind. I knew it was one of the defensive players. And even just Anguissa, how much did we sign him for anyway? No, 26 mil. I reckon they were really close fees, and they were so similar. That's why I'm... 28. Salisu was 28. So it's easy enough that I got mixed up with that. So that was the reason why I got mixed. They were so close in their fees. But yeah, that was overtaken now. So Brooks, now the expectation goes on him to be a star. But his attributes, they look amazing, guys. He should be, our key winger. Klozek is in his feels, but that's a good thing. It means he's going to lift, that he's got a challenger. He might not even see that. I don't even know how deep in Football Manager that side of things are. But anyway, Winks, we have all this build-up. I reckon over the years, my first episode of a new season, I've lost more games than I've won. Isn't it always just disastrous? We'll concede a goal somehow, but we haven't started that well, honestly, in this game. Haven't really taken initiative, and Also, Armini had an offer from Real Madrid and I rejected it. Then he got mad. But then I negotiated with him. If they give us this kind of offer, this amount of money, we'll sell you. And they haven't came back with the offer. So that's a good way to do it. So, no troubles. But it's still in the back of his mind a little bit that offer by Real Madrid was rejected. Or we rejected it. But now it's Aaron, who was amazing last season. He was a great signing. Now it's Lozek, Aaron, Kladrubski. He's going to have a huge season. I reckon we're going to play him in that shadow striker position. So it's not technically, the position is attacking midfielder. The role is shadow striker. I think he could challenge Johnny Brennan for the goal scored this season. Like, he's so good. Like, he looks amazing now. He looks immense. And he really is going to challenge him. Well, we'll wait to praise because we don't know what's going to come from this highlight. But yeah, exactly that. He's gonna score. He's going to score quite a few goals this season. And I told you a hold to praise, but we will do now. That was the highlight. So yes, good start. Good start here. We need to keep up. We need a shot. I think we do have a squad now. I think our squad it feels like a title challenger. Yeah, no. So I don't think much more is going to come from that. I'd love to be surprised here. Kladrubski, Plozek, and I am surprised. And I don't think we can make a judgment. You're probably like, wait until you come up against like the Liverpools and Man United, Chelsea types, Man Cities, even though we've had good games over them in the past. But I guess that's how they are, aren't they, guys, in real life? You see Man United, Liverpool, it's up in the air. Who's going to win that? Liverpool is not they don't go in as, we expect to win. Like, they want to win it. Like, you get my point? Like, the best teams don't win that matchup every single time. So do I not need to worry so much if I lose one or two of those games, but I could beat them on another occasion? So yeah, like, I can't expect to win every single game. Like, honestly, that will be boring. You guys want an element of challenge, and then my reaction to that and how I, if I am going to switch, how I change things or how I react to those during the season. So yeah, it's all part and parcel of a FM season, right? Armeni, we look good here though. We look excellent. We looks excellent. That is for sure. 3 goals, and it's Johnny Brennan. I barely react when he scores now because it's just more of the same. Brooks and Gisa. Look at that. That's so good. That triangle. That confused. I'm really happy. Yeah, that's like a training stuff. Obviously down to the tactics, but getting that right in the preseason, the way we want to play, and we look amazing. We've had 3 different goal scorers today. Not much more we can say. This is just exactly what I want to be seeing, and we're showing that. We're showing that out there. Exactly the football we want to be playing. And yeah, I hadn't really changed up the tactics, just little things again, like Salisu not being a ball-playing defender. So it's nothing really too crazy. David Brooks comes in, and he's actually been the worst player today. It's new surroundings. He was a late signing in the window as well, or in the preseason as well. So yeah, he's had less time to come join the new lads, but that will come. He'll show his natural talent, like making that pass, and the Slozet, Aaron, Martin. I was just caught up on that. It comes to this point of the game where you think about making a sub, and a Brooks, he hasn't had the best of games, best of debuts, but I think, I don't think the crowd will boo him, but he's just a little bit of introduction. Let's bring Smith Rowe, and what we're going to play Smith Rowe is actually a winger attack. Might as well make that personalized for him. And you're like, why are you doing that? He's only reasonable on his left foot, so very strong on his right side. So and we're training him so he can become natural right wing. So he's 3-star there, so no complaints at all. Then Corredor, we are going to bring him in right in the middle. So, and probably for Gomez. Gomez done what he needed to in this one. It's just standard Gomez, standard Sergio Gomez stuff. And Corredor as well. I haven't even like taken a look too much. I don't even know why by default the right wing is selected for him. He's natural centre mid and centre attacking mid. You take a look, Mazzala. Mazzala's always the standard one for me, so we're going to do that for him. Mazzala 3 stars, and we'll leave one more sub up our sleeves, mate. We're not going to make 3 at once right here. But we've been very good today. We'll save the next one about... okay, we'll see what happens from this highlight. Plozek defended so well. Now Brennan, who's going to be on? No, they were not on the same wavelength there. So that's something that still needs to be worked on. And this is where, don't punish us because I don't like Football Manager sometimes, man. Like, I reckon we were punished because our players, they weren't on the same wavelength, as I said. And I feel that was just the game punishing us. They hadn't really looked dangerous all game, but because our players, like tactically, it would have appeared that way. Mate, not going to spend too much time on it because, yeah, we're going to win this game. But, man, we were punished for that. I tell you what. And Kladrupski, he's done his thing. I want to bring on Conceição, though, for Lozek. Conceição, man, I've liked him so much ever since... he had a loan spell last season. So, yeah, because he's left-footed as well. He's going to play a winger on that left side. But he looks so good. His dribbling actually surprised me versus his quality. Sure, he looks solid for his age. But the way he would move and dribble in games, and we might not even see it in this game. There might not be time for a highlight. That's all good. He comes on. What's his rating? It keeps on flashing on and off there, so that's weird. But anyway, those changes were enough for us to hold on to our result. They had to sneak it. And again, I always say if we concede a late goal, I'm not going to complain too much. It saves me from paying like clean sheet bonuses, which I put in contracts for plenty defenders. So yeah, I'm happy enough with that. So yeah, great start to the season. Our transfers, our signings, I'm happy with that all right now. So that's probably going to be it. We just finish off this episode with the game, and we finish off in pretty good style, to be fair. Yeah, Brooks made his debut. He wasn't one of the best on the pitch, but yeah, he needs to, take his time to gel with the new teammates. But he's going to be fantastic. I really love his attributes. The amount of 16s and 17s he has, and even got 18 for flair, it's quite incredible how many he has. And that he was coming from Bournemouth, and he stayed. He had 2 spells in the championship. I feel his career was wasted a bit, but now it's not. Now he's going to be playing Champions League football, and he's going to be want to take advantage right there. So, guys, what we're going to do, I'm sure you guys like the 3 games in the episode. What I'm going to do is play West Ham off camera. Then we got Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham. What changed my mind there is, Tottenham, there's an international break, and Tottenham's not, I can't put Tottenham on the same, put in the same bracket because they haven't performed like that. So, we'll play Chelsea and Man City in the next episode, and that will really give us an idea. And we've beat Tottenham in games, and sometimes easily. So, playing against Chelsea and Man City, that's going to give us an idea. Do you think we should really do anything else with the budget? Because I don't really think so. Oh, wait, a couple of these other guys. Al Saif, this guy is, he's a prospect. That is for sure. Like, he's got a little bit of potential. He wasn't at a club. We're able to pick him up, find him in the scouting, Saudi Arabian, so very foreign. But the fact is, he's got decent potential for his age. He's not going to be joining for a few seasons. It's generally the case. Finish off his schooling. That's generally the thing I say about that. And then Vaclav Hartig. Can you guess where this lad is from? Ba-bum, you got it. The ding, you've got it. Ding, ding. Czech Republic, and the compensation. So that must be something within the Czech Republic because we're going to have like 4 or 5 of their players now. It's been that kind of compensation. Very good potential, and he's a left back. Physically, definitely needs to be worked on, but once more, he's a value. I don't know how good he's going to get. Pretty versatile in his positions as well. So, a few different signings there. Pinto is another one. We signed a while back, only 275k, the young Portuguese talent. And now he's worth like 11.5 million. His contract to 2029. So I don't think he's going to be good enough for us, but I think we make some profit off him. We sell him for a minimum of 10 million. We make, some decent money. So over the next few seasons now, I want to see our overall balance. Like, it's starting this season 85. I want to be making profit again. We're going to see. We're very much going to see how that plays out for the season. Are we going to be losing money like we did most months? Not that it was incredible. We'd lose maybe like 3-4 million maximum. But the previous season, we were making money each month. What's this season going to be like? We'll find out. And I'd love to push, I know it's a lot, to 200 million. Like, we can go find out the salary and see projection. Like, right now, that's not looking good. But I have a feeling that's, coming off us being a loss on the previous month. Like, if we go expenditure last month, like, there was big transfer expenditure. We're not, So I want to wait a couple months and let that ease itself out because I don't think that's going to be correct. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully enjoy this episode. Leave your thoughts in the transfers. Like, what do you think about the players we brought in, the players we sold? More importantly, Have we improved from last season with our squad? I think so, yes. Get your thoughts up in the comments, maybe a rating out of 10 on our window, and I'll see you guys next time.